Here we are here in Maryland and Maryland Racing. Happy 4th of July, Keith. You got any plans for this 4th of July?
No, I don't think so. Maybe down the ocean for a couple of days. We'll see during the
Well,
week.
you said your son was going to light something on fire.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
sure he's out searching in search of some fireworks. Yeah, he's usually good for about an hour performance out there in the yard. So yeah, that'll be our fun. We'll have, I'm sure some of the locals will be shooting their guns off and everything like that. It'll go on for a while.
Love
but
it.
we've got a beautiful day at Laurel Park.
Great day.
On this Monday, July the 4th. I'm glad you're with us. And
Yeah.
if you can't take advantage of us here, fire up your first bet account along with the grill and go at it. We had somebody yesterday that started their 4th of July a little bit early. That early pick 5 was hit. One ticket, 33,000.
There we go.
Monstrous. That's a good
There
way
we go.
to
That's
kick off
what
the
a way to
holiday,
pop
right?
off the 4th of July. Absolutely.
Yes.
Perfect. Let's take a look at our track really quick. Rode beautifully this morning, but it's fast and firm for today. Perfect weather, really, for a little bit. Just enough wind, 79 degrees. That perfect fair weather summer. It's perfect weather for 4th of July.
You know what goes good with this? A day like today, you've got $2 hot dogs.
That's right.
$2 beers, $5 burgers. I mean, that's it. What else do you need? Go down, see the pizza lady, go see Karen, get a couple buckets of beer, sit out on the apron, and enjoy this racing card. We'll try to give you some winners. Tricky card. I mean, the fields aren't huge. They're steady, but this is a tough little betting card. We can see if we can eke out some winners for you, maybe a pick 4 or a pick 5 or a pick 6.
I know you got something up your sleeve, so let's start it up. Let's start with, we both land on the 4 on top with Great Idea. We've got a video spotlight on Great Idea. Let's take a look at that roll really quick for Mike Merriman, Jamie Rodriguez. Mike Merriman on a roll with his turfies as they're going along, and just Jamie was sitting there just waiting super patiently, wasn't able to get anywhere really quick, but that's fine. Save it when you get into situations like this. Save it for a rainy day, and if the horse is running well, the horse is running well. Just this is turf racing. That's where you get some bad luck, and finally we see a spot open up for a Great Idea.
Yeah, I mean, this is a pretty good field. Artistic Endeavor, the winner, was the horse that Great Idea had faced prior in a good race at Pimlico that ran big in an allowance race. We've got a condition claimer today. You saw in that video, he was just bided his time. He was in a great spot turning for home.
He was.
Unfortunately, a little racing luck. It went bad, and he had to check and steady. And he just didn't quite finish like I thought he would. He was very willing to the wire, but enough trouble to cost him there. And he comes back in a field, though, that works perfect for him. He showed a little bit more positional speed. He was keen last time. I think he gets a good spot for mid-pack. I don't know if he'll be that close with a horse like Power Back. The 2 horse was pretty keen last turf effort, and will probably try to clear off from Holy Synchronicity, who I think will bring some speed to the table.
Absolutely. I mean, as far as that spot opening up late, not a lot, and he doesn't seem like the type of his body's type where he's going to have this quick turn of foot. So just because a spot opens up doesn't mean the horse is going to get to the wire first right away. That's just the way the cookie crumbles with him. But let's take it off to race number 2, that maiden claiming 12.5 for a mile here on the dirt. This is where you start your early pick 4. Why don't we see how you get it started?
Okay. I'm talking real quick about Mike Merriman. Good pick yesterday, Callie, with that winner.
Whispering Kitten.
Whispering Kitten, 10-20, 83 buyer. That filly right there is
Something
moving
else,
in the right direction.
She is.
Yeah, really, really good effort there. Great ride by Ruiz. Here you go, early pick 4, single at 2 here. We've got a stat we'll show you in a minute on a little slice of pie. Race 3, we go all. No real love of any horse in here. Looking for some value. Hopefully, maybe pretty good year. A little shot, maybe amended. Got a video on that one. Race 4 with the 1, 5, and 6. Wrap it up 2 deep in the 5th with the 1 and the 9. A little inside, outside. Luminous and Circle Home. It's a $24 early pick 4 ticket. Let's go right to the stat for our top selection. A little slice of pie here on 4th of July. Race 2 going turf to dirt, a drop in class for Jose Corrales. I think she'll be the favorite. Made her 8-5 on the morning line off the 2 prior dirt numbers. She certainly should take plenty of play. And you can kind of trust Jose in this situation. Last 3 years, 6 for 11, 55%, 10 for 11 in the money with the favorites in maiden claiming route races on the dirt. 249, and you've got Walter Rodriguez, teamed up with his first win, right? With Jose Corrales.
He gets on a lot of horses for him in the morning.
Yeah,
a lot.
Yep. I think a little slice of pie will sit forward and get the victory here.
On top of that, he does well with this Pimlico to Laurel ship over. When from the meet to Pimlico over to Laurel, that's when his horses also start to jig up a little bit. So again, I think, and it's just really it's the proper placement of where this horse needs to be. So I think the turf is going to help out a little slice of pie well enough. I have the 5 underneath. She's a trip for Carlos Mencia. I just feel like with this kind of turn of foot that she's shown on the dirt, it could transfer really nicely to the turf. I mean, Mucho Macho Man is okay with this. Excuse me, we're not on the turf today. With this, just taking that, extending that last time out over the 2 turns, we bring it down to 1 turn. I think She's a Trip is really going to like that extension to the second wire for this mile and an 8, just for the straight mile here at Laurel Park. Yeah,
finally it runs 2 routes in a row, so the conditioning is there. Ran better than I thought she would run last time. We're willing to the wire behind Harper's Due, a wide open winner there. Cage Pixie I'll use into the mix, try to complete my exacta. Not a real glaring buyer, 29 last time at Delaware, but that third place finisher, 1 on the raise, 1 clear, ran a buyer a figure of 47. First time Lasix, 3rd off the break, which is a very good move here for Chucky Lawrence. Yeah, so I got him 320 ROI, 22%. With Cage Pixie should get position.
That's a good call. I like that. I like that Chucky Lawrence 3rd after the layoff because that's one of his higher stats that I've seen in that barn. So absolutely, definitely. Kicking off to race number 3, that starter optional for 30, mile and 1/8. On the turf, here we go. We land differently in this race. Yeah. So Sam, I just loved how that horse really has turned a notch up in the Rudy Sanchez Salmon barn, especially with that effort in that last exciting kick finish. I have to, and you have Rudy Sanchez Salmon 31% second after the claim as of late. So I just think it all ties in together really nicely.
Yeah, runs back pretty quick.
Sure.
Ran well. We had this guy last time at a nice price. Little erratic. You see the comment through the stretch. Erratic. Ran hard, a little bit all over the place. Can he pop and bring another race just like that? I'm not so sure. I'll probably use him underneath an exact. It's kind of going to key around some prices with the 6 pretty good year. Prairie in here. Pretty good year. Doesn't have a lot of speed. Some of the speed was scratched out in XY time, which might really hamper his chances. But I like that this horse holds the level, basically second off the claim for Jamie Ness, and he's done good with this move with the turf horses. Second off the claim, I think what's he 5 for 15 the last 3 years, 8 for 15 in the money with a positive ROI. Pretty good year. Has faced some pretty good horses on the turf. I think he can rally into this at a mile and 1/8. This is a good distance for him. There's a little bit of a price, I hope, that stays on with this guy.
I think he might keep that price. I think the mile and 1/8 is definitely going to. I think that's the biggest thing that's going to help him out today. Is just the biggest extra distance. We both land on the number 5 amended. Underneath, we've got a video spotlight on amended as well, as if we could bring that up. And just really another case. This is a great case of just not getting the opportunity last time out for Norm Cash and just Willie Humphrey riding really well. He's been getting into these couple situations where he's just gotten unlucky, wasn't able to get there. The horse it got tight, combination of getting tight and the horse didn't want to go up that spot, so just really had to get shut off and had to alter course.
Did alter course, and he was put in tight. I don't think that was any problem. Willie tried to do his best there.
Yeah.
What I caught is the gallop out. This horse goes past the wire. I don't know if we're going to catch him in a flash. There he is, but he kept going and going and going. He's not really proven this type yet, but that was an okay field. We're shortening up in distance. I'm looking for value. We know this combo's been good.
Yep.
Striking rate is good. Good ROI. Amended might be able to sit fairly forward against this group, get into position, and a little bit of an upset chance. He's got numbers on the go back that fits. I think you're going to need like a lower to mid 70 to win this. And that's there for him. Petit Fields the 8 horse gets a great assist with the scratch to the 7.
Yes.
He goes out.
Does his thing.
He should go a long, long way in here. I'm going to need one of my runners to kind of get on the engine by the time they hit the quarter pole.
And I think that's where I agree with you with Petite Feet. Might just get that nice trip, especially that outside post, getting into it. Absolutely.
And don't leave out Prairie.
Nope.
Maybe Ricky Silliman stole something last time for 16,000. This was a visually impressive race. I know it was a 16 claimer. Very patient ride by Toledo, right? He's back today. Has a little positional speed. This horse finished up really well the last 3/16 of a mile. The number came up big on some other things that I look at.
Yep.
I don't think you can leave Prairie out of the mix. Hence, I used them all in there, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Didn't I? My
there's
pick?
a lot. Yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot this whole field has to offer. So like I said, with the scratch of XY time, makes a big dip.
Yes.
Even makes an even bigger difference in this field. Race number 4, our claiming 8. 5.5 on the dirt. We start off my pick 6, and I will get you started on that. I go 3 wide in race 4 and 5, 2, 4, 6. Race 5, I go with the 1, the 5, and the 9. In the race 6, I single in on the 7. I could have singled in on the 6 in race number 7, but I'm wondering if I should have flip-flopped. Maybe I should have gone double in race number 6 and singled in on the 6 in race 7. But in race 8, I go 1, 4, 6. In race 9, I go 1, 3, 5, 7 for a $43.20 ticket to get you started. But I think the sequence will hold up relatively well.
You're brave. You're brave in race number 6,
I know.
Callie.
Yeah,
I've got next to this race brutal.
Yeah.
I like that term. That's one of my favorite words. That is a brutal race when you're trying to get through it. But I think Red Mesa at least kind of looks like he's the informed horse in there. But yeah, what about race 4? Who do you got?
Race 4, we both have subject to change on top with John Robb. We've got Perez back on for the day. I don't know if Xavier was. Oh no, it was a Kieran McGee ride. Excuse me for a moment. With John Robb, Xavier Perez on top, they've had this winning combination on the horse. They've been able now this horse is at a clip where this gelding is starting to roll out of the gates and understands that he needs to be on top, and that's how this horse wins. So now let's just take it, kind of capitalize on that and take advantage of a horse that's doing well and is in good form right now.
There's a lot of questions in race 4 for me. You got some horses with some back figs, some back class. They just really haven't been in super form of late. Rapid response, jamming down a little bit off of a big number 2 races back, a quick time over this racetrack. But you're right, subject to change. He's shown versatility in the past. John Robb liked him, reclaims. You know one thing, it's like the ride free square yesterday.
Yes.
X-Man's putting him into the race. I think he can stay around, stay the trip of the speeds, and let's hope he can do it and kind of grind it down. Again, you got to hope you get 5 to 2, 3 to 1 on these horses. I don't know if anybody should be really crushed at the windows, but
no.
I kind of trust a little bit subject to change and baptize the boy a horse that should be able to rally into this for Hugh McMahon off the claim. And question mark here for me too is may the horse be with you. Another reclaim for a barn. This time it's Jamie Ness reclaiming and has some speed from the rail. 4th race is tough. It's a shorter field. It's a very difficult field. But
it is a difficult field.
I need the X-Man.
You need the X-Men, but you could that's going to be a tough race, and it's just interesting to see how that race is going to play up. Let's go on to race number 5, that maiden claiming 45, mile and 1/8 on the turf again. We see similarly, but just in different orders. I just am really interested in that Luminous with the blinkers on for Brittany Russell. Gets more distance away from that trouble again with the addition to the blinkers on. It's the biggest kicker for me is that this horse gets that room to kind of get himself out of trouble.
Yeah, 3rd off of a break, had some trouble in the return try at Delaware. Went back and looked at that, a little bounce around, wasn't really comfortable, gave up a ton of ground. The negative 3 coins is 0 for 24, but Luminous, I think with the blinkers on, you've got Sheldon, should kind of, with a cleaner break, stay within range here and rally into it at a mile and 1/8. I'm really concerned about the distance. I think that's not going to be an issue for her against this group. Circle Home intrigues me a little bit. Take a shot at a little bit of price for Mike Trombetta's runner, Victor Carrasco. We've got a video of 2 races back, I believe, in the return try. This is a sprint over this turf course. Did we use that? Do we have that one or not?
It's coming up.
Perfect.
Yep.
Thank you. There's Circle Home. In another county right now.
Yeah.
way back. So she hasn't shown a ton of speed. I got that. I got that.
So
But
that just makes sense of where she finishes. But once she gets clear, once you can see, look at those legs moving. You can see her really just making an effort. And I love how Victor kind of puts her in traffic when he can, and then dips her back out. Then she resurges again a little bit, especially with that 9 coming out. Look at that. Look at that finish right there. So once she gets a little bit of that, she'll get her. She'll have her time to be able to mosey around on the backside, going these 2 turns, and then she'll be able. Then she got I think she just got a really good schooling that last time out. Got a lot of mental education. Then you try her on and off the turf event. She just and once these fillies decide that they like being on the turf, sometimes it's hard to get them to run back on any other type of surface. So we're going to forgive her for that a little bit. But it's good that she had that experience and that bottom going around 2 turns already.
Yeah, and she comes out of a good debut race, going back as a 2-year white knuckle flyer, as a horse for Dale that's gone on and done well and has improved and gone up through the ranks. But yeah, circle home, real quick note, and kind of what put her over the top for me as a little bit of a value, it's the breeding. I mean, there you got Safe Journey. I've got here,
Flatter's second time route.
Well, Full to O Dionysus. I've got notes on both pages. Who won up to a mile and a half on the turf. A half to Joy Stakes went on the turf going long. I think the blinkers on keeps her. I shouldn't say the blinkers on, but stays a little bit closer today off of that dirt race and grinds them down late.
Definitely. Let's kick in to give you guys a commercial break real quick. We'll be right back for race number 6.
Top by 3, by 4, and moving away.
Race number 6, claiming 10, 5.5 on the dirt. We both land. See, it's my single, and you're telling me I'm gutsy, but you land on Red Mesa as well. I think this horse is at the point where it's ready to step up. I mean, once Anthony Ferry gets these horses on a roll, they get going well. We've got Boca Chica coming in on the 4th to come and ride Red Mesa. We have that outside post. I mean, I think it just sets up so ever perfect for Red Mesa.
Yeah, it's just the fact that you've got a lot of these horses going down in class. He's the one kind of going up. Fairly lightly raced, only 9 starts, but 3 wins. Like the way how he turned away a challenge last time. It was a lesser group at Penn, but he re-broke. You see horses re-break, and now they're up on the raise. They might have things figured out. And I think he's going to be sent into the race early with Boca Chica. The combo is good. So, yeah, just kind of the horse that maybe is the informed now horse in this group with a lot of question marks. 5-star Phil Jan couldn't get it done. Boondoggle, interesting. What do you do shortening up? I think Boondoggle might just be sent today. We'll see the tactics, because his best work is done on the front end. And the only time he ran for Kieran, he ran a big race.
And he's quick enough. He's quick enough out of the gate, shortening things up, and that is where Kieran McGee does well. He's 18. Actually, he's 18% route to sprint. But taking this horse off the turf was one of the better things that he did. He's been okay and great. That was a great last run that he had, but because that was with the first time with Kieran, or first time back in the barn with Kieran McGee. This is another reclaim for Kieran McGee. But again, Kieran McGee can get these horses a little bit fired up. So I think this horse will be really interesting into the mix with that speed horse on the outside. That's my only thing, is that can this horse handle a little bit of little bit of pressure, a little bit of challenge, and that's where I kind of question Boondoggle a little bit. I just see Red Mesa, just due to his outside post, being able to overtake Boondoggle for that challenge.
Yeah, and you got a barn that doesn't run a slew of horses. Well, they're running more now. Kevin Dove's got 2 in here, High Print and Divine Proportion.
Yeah.
Similar running styles. If things kind of get hot and contested up front, both of those are capable. High Print's raced 3 races back, I believe, for 25. I know that was a pretty good run against He's Orientate Rad Paisley. I mean, they're clearly better horses than these. Interesting little move down, smaller barns. dropping always scares me a little bit.
Yep.
Okay. They don't want to give something away. They don't have a lot of horses, so you got something to inform.
Yep.
And here comes the big guys to come in and loop and swoop.
Absolutely.
So we'll see.
Stealing over to race number 7, that allowance optional, claiming 40. A mile here on the dirt. We both land on Dixie Draw, which is the obvious, to me, is the obvious horse in this race. Thanks, Olivia. We've got that video up and ready. Just really taking that early command. Carlos Lopez getting the gist of this horse, getting this horse placed a little bit more forwardly, which is exactly what this horse needs. And then you get this horse within reaching distance or at the top of the stretch, and that's where this horse goes. So really, it's just a matter of fact, is this horse going to bounce? But even if this horse still bounces, I think he's still the best of the field.
Yeah, I mean, maybe the confidence is back in Dixie Draw. I chased him a couple times. He let me down, and as soon as I kind of get off of him, this race appears. And the combo's tough. Jockey trainer. We've got key scratches in here. He wasn't, a good thing, but you've got the scratch of the 1, the 2, bust off a scratch. Curcelli is scratched. So Dixie Draw against this group will get forward position. I don't know if he wants to go and duel with the 3. Lord wins a lot, even outlier with speed, but he should be tracked in, maybe tucking to the inside. And if he comes back and if he's fairly close to the Dixie Draw, B-plus effort, should get it done. I think the Poser poses a threat. This is a horse I chased last time.
Sure.
Had a good stat for Hamby for the Poser last time out. Unfortunately, stumbled, lost all chance there.
Sure.
One more try. This horse likes the mile distance, can definitely move into this type of group.
Definitely, and he finds a right field today for him to make that improvement, I think, especially with, as you mentioned, some of these scratches. Race number 8, allowance optional, claiming 40, 1 mile on the turf instead of the dirt. So we both land on the number 4, King's Honor, and every time this horse needs a break. He runs 3 races, he comes back, he gets a break, he comes back, so now we're at that again. He's had at least a 6-month race. He runs so well off of the layoff. You're talking about that June 19th race, the September 21st race. So we're just back, and Brittany Russell, she's great. The numbers show she's 32% as of late, first after the layoff, so she knows how to get these horses geared in. That's a stat that's coming out of almost 80 starts, so that's really the biggest thing. This horse is just coming off of the layoff, and he runs well off the layoff.
I've got the first cut of PPs, and Brittany Russell showing it a 6% win percentage. I know she doesn't want to hear that. I'm sure it's going to go up, up, and up. It has already gone up from there. What's the percentage now on yours?
For the meet?
Yeah.
For the meet, she's at 15%.
Yeah, quick jump. See how quick a couple days, can change a trainer's life.
Sheldon's back in the saddle.
Yeah, scratch the 2, scratch the 5. So we're down to a 5-horse field. And you talked about King's Honor. Did it last year. Similar break with Forest Boys. Stalk and pounce kind of trip. Going to get it again. I think just shadows Sigliosa around the racetrack and goes and gets it done. Closer look intrigues me a little bit. This horse has good back turf numbers, freshened up off the claim in a kind of an aggressive move here, I thought, for Hugh McMahon. So this guy works for me, should be able to stay in range in finish. But King's Honor, this guy, that's what he likes. You talked about a little bit of a break, gets him back on his ball game, and he should finish up in here at a mile.
Yeah, and then Broker's Reward. Last race, he had a hard check and a bump again against the rail when the horse in front of him ran into trouble as well. I mean, he's had a couple. This is him. That was his first 20. This was his year debut. He usually runs great off of the layoff as well. So he's got a front running type of style that it's gonna be a little bit of a come catch me if you can. That I think is Fergal's gonna set the scene for the race. Race number 9, maiden claiming 25.5 on the turf. We both land on 12 o'clock rock. We've got a video spotlight on that Michael Trombetta Johan Rosado runner in that last couple starts. We see what happens. Just breaks well, but just ends up having a little bit of issues getting up there, getting aggressive up there. So Dennis Araujo just takes back a little bit, and that is a Dennis Araujo look, but I think he was a bit too cautious with it, because I do think this horse definitely needs to be placed a little bit more forward, but had a wonderful finish coming out of it. So this horse is kind of saying, hey, I don't want to be on the lead, coming from too far off the pace doesn't work, so maybe let's try and find a middle ground to see if we can get some finish, because he does finish up really nicely in this last little 16th of it. As we see right here, he fires up really nice, and that's what happens when you get these horses. Just tuck them in, take them out wide, and go on with it.
That June 11th race, out of there, utterly courageous, came back, to win, right? And in vain, they ran 1-2 at a big price yesterday in a tougher field. Now dropping 12 o'clock Rock, I think, was really keyed up 2 races back on the engine. I didn't see that coming, that kind of style for her. So last time out, you're right. She broke. Maybe they said just kind of settle a little bit. And once he kind of thought he was in a good spot, kind of got sandwiched and squeezed back and cost her some more length. So that being the case, I think you'll see her into the race a little sooner today. Ashera is quick. Ashera is going to go, I think, Made My Wish to the outside, is going to be forcing that issue. But perched right there, 12 o'clock Rock with a good break through that opening 3/16 of a mile. Should be ready to stalk and bounce. Music Queen is a little price user in here. Susan Cooney, third off of a break. Hung wide every step of the way at Pimlico at 5/8. A good return try after that on the synthetic. I think she's going to be poised to get that pocket trip and bring a little bit better kick that last quarter of a mile.
Exactly, and I think she's going to enjoy getting pocketed in. I think she is the type of filly that will be just fine with doing that. I think she got a lot of confidence after just being sent going on that synthetic. So, and as he's mentioned, Suzukuni coming up really nice. So that about wraps it up for our selections for today. No lightning round for today, so let's catch up with Dave Rodman for some changes of the day. Best of luck on this 4th of July. Thanks for joining.